In addition to the tens of billions of dollars in weapons, the Taliban took control of the prisons in Afghanistan. They flung open the doors and let members of the world's worst terrorist organizations run wild. Mr. Biden's Afghanistan crisis coincided with the border crisis starting on our southern border. We still have no idea how many members of ISIS, the Taliban, Hezbollah, Hamas, or other organizations have come to America and are waiting. This week, the Border Patrol arrested one Palestinian who served jail time in Israel for making bombs. His name is Omar Shahida. And they put out a warning to look for another Palestinian named Issa Darafat, who is trying to make it across. He also has a terrorist background. Allie Bradley is in Del Rio, Texas, as the search continues. Hi, Allie.
Yeah, hey, Leland. Obviously, we're talking about two very concerning individuals here. The first one that you mentioned, they're apprehended by Border Patrol after he was on that terrorist screening database for, like you said, making bombs, explosives, or use of firearms. So here's what we know here. Omar Shahida, he crossed the southern border illegally in the Santa Teresa area. This is New Mexico in the El Paso sector, and he was arrested on Monday. Now, he was convicted in Israel for, quote, producing a weapon and explosives material or ammunition. He was sentenced to 20 months in prison. Now, it is arrests like that that is prompting DHS to sound the alarm and to put out other alerts that more could be coming. The agency kicking out this alert here, this bolo that we have, to agents and officers to be on the lookout for Issa Musa Darafat. Sources confirm that he is from the West Bank. He is on the terrorist screening database, and he has been refused entry to the United States multiple times. The feds have been watching this guy for at least 2 months. They've been watching him since the beginning of July. The alert agents say if they encounter him, they are supposed to take everything from him, Leland. They're supposed to take the trash out of his pockets. That's how dangerous they think this man is. Now, they are also directed to contact the Tactical Terrorist Response Team if they do encounter him. Right now, they're keeping a close eye on the Santa Teresa area. Again, that is New Mexico. That is the end of the El Paso sector. But what's interesting here, and that is also where Shahada was also apprehended. What's interesting here, though, I've talked to agents in the Del Rio sector, which is nearby. We're only about 4 hours from El Paso as a crow flies. And I've talked to sheriffs down here, and Leland, none of them were alerted. And they're kind of frustrated because they feel like if this is such a big deal, it's such a big issue, and they're dealing with gotaways down here, maybe they should know that that individual might cross into their sector or might be in their county in a vehicle being smuggled through. So there's a little bit of frustration down here on the front lines, Leland.
Unbelievable and confounding why you had to find out about this through sources and why it's not being publicly broadcast. 20 or 30 seconds, Allie, any idea how these people got from getting out of prison in Israel, conceivably released into the West Bank, to our border?
Well, the guy that they're looking for right now, as in Darafat, he doesn't have a criminal history that we could find other than being convicted for throwing rocks back in the early 2000s in Israel. So he has tried to get into the United States, but we've refused his entry. So he has, like I said, tried, but they're not allowing it. So that's why they believe he's going to come in undetected, that he's going to try to evade, and that is the issue, Leland.